Bright Spotlight. This week I have Kevin Montagne with me from our parts department. Welcome, Kevin.
Hello.
So Kevin's trying to challenge me on my booming, projecting voice. So Kevin has a sense of humor, as you can tell, and he's going to try and beat me.
We'll see.
I'm still trying. Okay, I'm going to start off the usual question. Born and raised St. Louis?
No, I am originally from New Orleans.
Really?
Yes.
Whereabouts in New Orleans?
Chalmette, Louisiana, which is in St. Bernard Parish, which is like about maybe 20, 30 minutes from actual downtown New Orleans.
Okay. How long you lived there for?
16 years.
So what brought you up to St. Louis?
Parents got divorced, and then I went up for my last year of high school. My mom was originally from St. Louis, so the Overland area.
Yeah.
And so I went for my final year of high school when I was 16.
So you finished your high school in St. Louis?
Correct.
What high school did you go to in St. Louis?
Rittner High School.
Is that still around?
Yes, yes.
Well, what area is that in?
I believe it is Breckenridge Heights.
Okay.
Which is near Overland.
Yeah.
So.
College after that?
Yes. Went a year at UMSL and then transferred to what was Northeast Missouri State, which is now Truman State.
What was your major?
Journalism.
Really?
Yes.
You're a journalist by trade?
Yes, but I didn't like the idea of interning for free. So
that's usually the definition of an intern, right?
Yeah. So.
So you didn't want to work for free, but so you didn't want to intern.
Right. Exactly.
Cool. That's kind of neat. Any cool stories from New Orleans?
Well, I don't know. I was 16. It's not like I could get into a whole lot of trouble. I'm just a little suburban kid. And, no, I enjoyed visiting the French market. I still remember the Café du Monde, the little coffee beignet place. Yeah. I love that.
So being 16, I'm sure you never got to experience that Mardi Gras then.
Oh well, okay, not to the extent of being an adult, no. But my parish and the parish next to us would do like about 3 or 4 parades on Mardi Gras Day.
So question, have you been to both? Have you been to St. Louis?
No, I have not. No.
My next question was going to be which one was better, because they kind of fight to see who has supposedly the best.
Okay, let's be honest, okay? You have like 1 day, okay? We have like 2 weeks.
Wow, you're getting awfully defensive for a guy that was there at 16.
Okay. Yeah, I still represent, okay?
So does that mean you're a Saints fan then?
Of course, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Were you upset when Drew Brees retired?
No, it was time.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I mean, after this past week, they made Aaron Rodgers look like maybe he should have retired.
Well, hopefully that doesn't upset any of the Green Bay fans out there. Because I know isn't that true that there's a lot of Green Bay fans out there?
Yes.
Even though they're not from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, obviously the weather probably. They don't like the cold, or I have no idea.
That's weird. Anyway, so going back to your college, so you never went into journalism at all?
No, not really, no.
When you say not really, can you do anything?
Okay, the answer is no.
Okay. So then what was your first job out of college?
I worked at Champ Sports right out of college and that. I sort of it took a long time for me to get done with school. When you live in Kirksville, you get used to the small town living and how easy it can be.
Are you saying that you're a Van Wilder type and kept staying there?
Oh, yes,
or you
yes.
Didn't get out of the frame of mind of being in school?
No, somewhat Van Wilder. Yes.
So you were the party?
Minus the party. No, like I said, you get used to that small town living, and I mean, it takes you 5 minutes to get to work, takes you 5 minutes to get back home, and it just gets so simplified. You kind of get sucked into it.
Yeah. And
so finally, you just wake up and you're like, I got to get out of here. And
no, so I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life.
Exactly. Yes.
So then after Champs, where were you?
Oh my gosh. Worked at Warrenburg Theaters. I worked at Kaler. It was World Travelers. It was a luggage store. Blockbuster Video I worked at. So
You
I
worked at Blockbuster Video?
Yes.
Okay, we have to talk about Blockbuster Video because have you watched a documentary about the last Blockbuster Video?
No, I have not.
You should watch it because there is still one around, you know?
Oh, I know. It's Oregon?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Some small town somewhere.
So, but finally I wised up. Actually, it fell into my lap. I was working part-time at a gym, and I had kind of become friendly with Edward Troutman, who used to be the GM of the Saturn locations. Yeah. And just we talked, and he got me an interview with Hollinsworth, who was the service manager over at St. Charles Saturn. And
what year was that?
Oh, I was 12 years ago. So I was 37. Oh my gosh. Probably, I think I gotta do math now. Thanks. 98, 99.
Okay.
And that.
So not that long ago.
No, but you figure you have to grow up at some point and get serious.
And you wait till your 30s.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Well, you bounce around from job to job, and then once you finally get somewhere, you're kind of like, okay, I really got to get my feet planted and figure out what I want to do. And of course, I started out as a porter, and that I remember the first day I absolutely hated the job, and that I almost quit, but I stuck it through because obviously I need a job, and I just decided after a bit of time, I was like, okay, do you want to go into parts, sales, or service? And I am not a car person at all. So obviously, I should be the last person to tell you what is wrong with your car in service, and have to explain that to you. And in sales, I didn't really want to have to deal with any type of like commissioning or having to worry about providing for my family. And I figured parts, being a journalism person, I kind of felt like parts I can kind of compartmentalize and figure out how I can make it work for me. And
okay. So let's just bounce off that subject for a second. You mentioned your family there, wife, kids?
I've been married for...
Get it right, because it's just watching
it. I do more math. So we got married in '94, December. 27 years. Thank you very much, Zach. 27 years, very happily. 2 kids. One is 22, going into his last year of college in Chicago. And then the youngest is will be 17 in October, and he's a junior in high school.
What school does he go to?
Fort Zumwalt West.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your oldest major? Is he following father's footsteps?
He is majoring in acting, so maybe you can say so. I did do theater before when I was in college, but
whoa!
Wait, no. Let's finish off.
You failed to bring that up.
Let's finish my son. Let's.
So you're telling me that you did some acting there?
Yes, I did.
And you failed to bring that up in this interview.
You didn't ask me. You asked me what my major was. You didn't say. But
that's a vital point of your life.
What other interests did you have?
Okay, so let's talk about that then.
All right, well, go ahead.
How long did you do acting for?
I did a couple of years.
Oh, really? So you were not just a flash in the pan.
Well, I did like a couple of, I took classes and I did a couple of shows and that.
So have you got an IMBD?
No. It was Northeast Missouri State. Okay, it's not like Mizzou or, where.
So you were mainly like, obviously didn't go on Broadway, but like stage shows, kind of.
Yeah, stage shows. Just small parts and that. Nothing big.
What was your biggest part? Come on, tell us.
I was. I believe my name was Piston or Pistol. It was in The Merry Wives of Windsor. And that.
Okay, well, we also have another fellow actor over there. Zach is very much on. What do you do, Zach?
I do improv.
You do improv.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
It's not so much acting; it's making shit up.
Where is it though?
The improv shop in
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Oh, cool. Awesome. My older son, he loves, he doesn't have an improv class anymore, but him and his friends still do improv on Fridays and that. He loves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, going back to my son, he wanted to go into acting. Originally it was filmmaking, but now he really, really loves the acting portion of it. So, and as a father, of course, you want to make sure that they can prepare themselves for the real world and that. But
Yeah.
I figure, you're young. This is what you want to try to do. Then
Nothing stopping him from making it.
yeah, why
Has he done any like extras or anything like that for
He's
him?
been an extra on Chicago Fire. He had done he got to do one episode of some TV show that is still in distribution. He got to be an extra on a movie, something about the race for the Omega Stone that's supposed to be either on Netflix or Amazon, but as of yet has not shown up. But he's had some, had some opportunities
Yeah,
in that.
that's,
And
you have to start somewhere.
and that's one of the reasons why he's in Chicago, is
Yeah.
because it's like, if this is what you want to do, then you need to go someplace where opportunities are going to be
Yeah,
made
you're not going to
available.
get that in St. Louis. that's
Or
for sure.
Kirksville. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, at least I found out something about Kevin that I didn't know before.
yeah. If you get a couple of drinks in me, I'll show you what I'm capable of.
Can we
As far
pause
as
it? Can we pause?
3 hours later.
Cool. 3 hours later, after Kevin's drunk and he's going to be doing this interview.
As far as acting,
Okay, well, full Monty.
no.
Okay, let's jump off that then. So then you're at Saturn. Let's jump back to the work
Yes.
process. You're at Saturn, and then you got laid off at Saturn, I hear?
Yes, I was there for 2 years, and then come October, December, around that time, I got cut and that. So I was on layoff for about 3.5 months, and then I got called back by Kevin Pryor for Lou Fusz Mitsubishi. And this is when they had moved to where the
St. Peter's.
Saturn St. Charles was. And that. So I was there for about 2.5 years. Then I went to Nissan. I was there for another 2.5 years.
Were you there with Jamie?
Yes, I was. And then after that, I went back to Mitsubishi for a year, 1.5 years, and then landed in Ford.
How long you been here?
I think 4.5 years.
So a little longer than me. How'd you like it at Ford? You better say the best store in Fusz that you.
It's the best. It's challenging.
So your acting is really terrible then.
Yes, exactly. It is challenging because it is a bigger store. It's a bigger manufacturer. There is more to be responsible for.
Yeah.
And that. So.
But you've actually been handed a lot more responsibility than you're not a counter guy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're responsible for a lot more stuff than.
Yes, and
just
and
selling
sometimes that
parts.
can be frustrating because you're
Yeah.
trying to, because you feel obligated to do everything, and you're trying to find the time to do all that you're supposed to do, and feel like what you should be also doing. So,
What's your any thoughts of progression in your career, or are you happy where you are?
I'm happy where I'm at. As far as like being a manager, I don't have the temperament. I think most people would probably agree that I do not have the temperament for management.
Why? Because you come in moody.
Moody? I don't know if you can call it that. I could be
Short-tempered?
I can be the first person to say yes, I can be an ass at work. So, but that's just because I'm working and I want to be left alone and I need to get stuff done and that. So
That's why we put you in the back, Kevin.
exactly. That's probably the best. Yeah, it's probably the best place for me.
Okay, before we end, I've got to touch on something because we both have a very similar hobby, let's say.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk about it. How many Funko Pops do you have now?
I am at 319.
You got some catching up to do.
Well, I started off late. Okay.
So I'm going to tell you a quick story about the Funko Pops. I don't know if you know what Funko Pops are, but this isn't a paid plug, by the way. But I collect them, my kids collect them, my wife collects them, and so does Kevin. Well, a couple of years ago, we did a bowl-a-thon for Junior Achievement. So Kevin and I had a challenge to see who got the better score. And at the time, it was when which Star Wars was coming out then?
Oh my Lord.
Whichever the one that the first Baby Yoda came out in. So anyway,
Oh, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, that was it. So Baby Yoda was coming out as a Funko Pop, a 10-inch Funko Pop, by the way.
That is right.
And Kevin beat me in the challenge. He still says to this day that I let him win.
I still think you let me win. Yes, I think because you were like bowling nonstop, and you were bowling practically nonstop the whole night. And at some
Yeah,
point,
because I was
your arms
bouncing across different lanes.
Your arm's gonna get tired. So I kind of feel like you kind of just let me.
Anyway, I bought him one, but it was on. Like I had to pre-order it. It took like 6 or 7 months to get here.
Yes, but
It
it
was
was
a
worth
while.
it was worth the wait.
Yeah. So anyway, if you check those out, because they're actually cool little figures, but you can get movies and TV shows and cartoon characters and
Anime.
basically anything.
Yeah. Pretty
What's your most prized possession in your Funko Pop select?
I have the original Green Arrow,
Really?
and that's like about $240, I think.
And didn't you recently just get a couple that were limited edition? What were those ones?
Oh, that's because they had the Virtual Con.
Yeah.
So I did get some. I guess you'd say they're limited edition but now you can actually find some of them at certain stores like Hot Topic and that. So, I think it's just that you get to buy them first before anybody else.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah. Well, Kevin's just trying to catch me because I think we, as a family, probably have maybe 1,000, maybe more. I know I've got a bunch. In my office, I've got three stacked this high, and it's probably 18 feet wide.
Yeah, I doubt if I'll ever catch you. So
Yeah.
only because I'm selective. I think you buy most of.
Well, no, we don't buy most of them. We are selective in things that we have interest in, but the problem is most of the things that we have interest in have multiple Funko Pops. Like, I'll give you an example, like Big Trouble in Little China. I bought all those, but there's 7 of them.
Right.
So you're buying all those, and then, like Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you've got multiple characters, so it's not just one's.
Right. Yeah. No. Like so, if you have somebody that there's one, and then there's a chase. That's one. I will usually only buy the one, and that.
See what we do. My wife, for instance, she likes old school horror, like black and white horror movies, Hammer horror stuff. And the problem is with a lot of those, they have like a black and white version, and they have a color version, and they'll have a blood spatter version, and so she'll end up getting them all.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the blood spider ones are.
And they're limited edition too. So.
That's
How
true.
many Nightmare Before Christmas Funkos do you have in your house?
Ooh, a lot.
Like upwards of like 25?
No, probably not that many, but I wouldn't even say there's 25 of them available, but I bet we got close to all of them.
I believe it.
Because Ashley's even got a limited edition one with, I think he's in his castle, and then there's also one of Jack that you get the dog with it too, the ghost dog, and you don't get that on every single one. That's a limited edition too. So, but we actually have, talking of one, we have a Hulkbuster from the Marvel movie, which they are super rare, and they're probably worth thousands.
It is worth. Yeah, it is worth quite a bit.
But yeah, that thing is super, super rare. So we've got some really rare ones. I have all the Rocky characters. I have Ivan Drago, I have Rocky, I have all those guys. It's neat.
Apollo Creed.
I do have Apollo Creed. Okay, well that's all I got. We ended it on a high note with the with the Funko Pops. We also know that any moving forward motion pictures that Lou Fusz Ford's going to be partaking in, Kevin's going to be it. So, as always, over at Lou Fusz Ford, we can replace the car, not the customer, and I'll see you all next week.